I want to do a different type of video. So instead of me just sharing my thoughts, I actually want you to think. And I know that might sound like really scary. You have like TikTok brain. Oh, he wants me to think and not just use ChatGPT and the opinions of like other famous people. No, I actually want you to think today, okay? This is the type of video that this is going to be. If you don't want to think, if you just want to ask ChatGPT or something, not have your own opinions, okay, you can click off. I also don't have like a very concrete opinion on this, so we'll form one together. You might disagree, you might agree with me, it doesn't matter. I'll just share my thought process. So, is AI bad for game development? That's the question I want to reflect on. And I mean, before I begin, like, why do I want to think about this? Well, because you have like two types of thinking. You have one thinking where things are uncontrollable. You're not controlling what you're thinking. It's not like A to B. You're solving a problem or getting a conclusion. It's just like you're letting your mind wander. That's bad thinking. That's thinking that won't benefit you. You can do that in your sleep. You shouldn't do that at daytime. And then there's also this thinking that we're doing now where you're thinking about an A to B, like one decision, one opinion. That's good thinking. That's healthy thinking. So we're going to do some healthy thinking. Is AI bad for game development? Or is it good? So before AI in game development, and also this is going to be in all fields, by the way, art, music, whatever. Before AI, you would have to do everything yourself, like the coding, the art, the music, everything. And it's not perfect now, like obviously some weirdos still do code themselves, and if you have a very complex project, you might also need to. Or if you work a job, or the employer is backward, but yeah. That's off topic. I don't need more iron, to be fair. Yeah, a stack. Ah, no. Need diamonds, bro. Yeah, as I was saying. Before AI, you would need to do everything yourself. And we can think about that now, and it might sound like better than it really is, or it might sound worse. I'm not sure what you're thinking, but it's different. It's very different from what we're used to. We're used to just like getting the easy solution, asking ChatGPT, and we don't have to think much. Things actually work. Like if you use AI code nowadays, like Codex. No, I don't use Claude. Shut the fuck up. Codex is objectively better. So I don't want to see any comments about, oh, you should try Claude, bro, or try like Llama or something. It's like, I'm just using the ones that's both the best in the entire world and also the cheapest. Like, what are you complaining about, bro? Stop trying to be different, okay? Yes, I use Codex. Anyway, as I was saying. Sorry. You don't have to think much. And I personally think like initially when I'm thinking, okay, before AI was actually better because then we would need to think ourselves and we would use our brain and the games could easily be more creative. That's my initial thought. But then as I think more about it, right? You can just be more creative when you use AI. Because you're not constrained by what you're able to do. Or the AI is obviously not perfect. But you're not, in general, and as AI is getting better, you're less constrained in the things that you can do. And you're more constrained by your ideas and your imagination. It's like that toy commercial line. Only the imagination is the limit. The sky is the limit, boys. The sky is the limit, kids. It's kind of like that with AI in game development. The imagination is really the limiter. Not your technical skills, not your art skills, whatever. AI can make like pixel art now and whatever stuff. And AI art doesn't really look good. But my point is that in general, okay, in general, in the future you don't have to make art. I don't have to make art now, but it would look kind of shit. But I'm saying in general. And yeah, I'm thinking, okay, you would need to have more skill to achieve the same sorry, to achieve the same result. But now also your imagination is the limiter. So is it really bad? Because I can make a game before and I would like think of this mechanic, and I remember in my first game, Neon Surge, I had this like thing that I wanted to do. I wanted to have a line slicing effect, and I asked O1 about this, like very early model. It's obviously much better now. This is like 2 years ago or something. I asked O1, it never was able to do it, like no matter how many times I asked, it was just unable. I tried myself, I tried like searching online, specifically how to make this like shader thing, how to make like a sprite have this effect and stuff. I got it kind of to work, but it never really worked, so I couldn't use it. It was like barely, or it wasn't functional to the point that I could actually use it, right? So I had to scrap it, and I couldn't use it. And I think if I had that effect in the game, because it was working like sometimes, I could test it, but it was so unstable that I couldn't keep it in the game, and I wasn't able to figure out why. There we go, boys. Let's go. Oh, let's go. How am I going to do this? And it felt really good. It felt really good, and I think if I were able to implement this, the game... Oh, holy, nice. If I were able to implement this, the game would be so much better, or at least more satisfying, because shooting things and it being satisfying is like 70% of the game. That's literally 70% of the game. So if I could have this like bullet slice effect, it would be much better. But I was simply unable technically to do it. But with AI now, I'm 100% certain it would be able to do this thing very easily. To make this bullet slice effect. Because it's just like shader code. It's not some like advanced super thing. Just like shader code and math. Which I'm not smart enough to figure out how to make work at least consistently. I think I've just lost my house, by the way. But we can make a new one. It's not that big of a deal. I think I also lost all their diamonds. Sorry. We'll have to find it. As I was saying. Yeah, technicals, it's not a big problem anymore. It's more like what you can imagine, how you manage your project so that they can actually finish the games. And I think that's actually really good because, yeah, for me personally, that's what my channel is about. So, yeah, like for my personal benefit, it's awesome that project management is starting to become a limiter because you need to like manage your ideas, manage which mechanics you're going to have and all these things. And if you ask AI about this, it's going to be shit. I've like asked AI about some video. Like AI doesn't know what's going to perform, by the way. It has absolutely no idea. I compared like one video of mine, which had 500 views, to some other game development video, which had 200,000 views. The difference is insane. I asked the AI, this is the smartest AI in the world. It's 5.4 Pro. Like I paid a lot of money for this. It's like taught for like 30 minutes. This is the smartest in the world. I asked it, which video do you think got more views? And he said my 500 video one. Literally did. The 500 video one, not the 200,000 video 1. The difference is 400 times more views. And the AI didn't guess it right. It thought my video had more views. It's like the AI know absolutely nothing about what makes things good. So, I guess that's a negative. I don't see this like rapidly improving in the future. Like, it's market research thing. Sure, it can figure out specifics, like how many customers are there in this market, if possible, and whatever. But in general, knowing what feels good and these more human things, like which mechanics would be more fun for a human, right? Because the fucking human is the player, not some robot. I think a human is going to be better at answering that question for a long time. So that's kind of the limiter right now, in my opinion, and from what I've seen. It's basically like the things that I've talked about this a bit before as well, but just basically how things feel and how a human will perceive different things. Not specifically the technicals. The technicals will obviously be solved. They're kind of already solved. But how the humans perceive things and tweaking different things and values and progression and things like that. Yeah, I think that's going to stay human for a while. And yeah. Going back to the question though, is AI good or bad? What we talked about? Is that a good thing or? Or a bad thing? Let's think. I'm not sure. You can comment down your thoughts about this, by the way. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts about this topic. While I was thinking, I found 2 diamonds, by the way. But we can kind of zoom out and we can think, how does this like affect the industry and how does this affect us, like us as humans and as game developers? Because I'm thinking, like, if AI can make game development more accessible, there's obviously going to be more saturation in the market, so that's a bad thing. But also something I'm thinking, this is like really deep and exciting, but it's a really deep thought I'm having. It's like, if games are so easy to make, you spending a lot of effort on the idea and actually being intentional about things, trying to make it as human and actually have soul, stand out, well, that's going to be easier because all these people are doing the easiest thing. It's like watching tutorials. I often shit on tutorials because it's like people like to watch it because it's easy, but it doesn't really work. And I make video, not tutorials, fuck tutorials. I make videos about how you actually learn, which is like struggling and building, experimenting. And I get like 1,000 views or like 200 views. And then there's like 6-hour tutorials with like 200,000 views. So the majority of people is always going to choose the easy solution. The majority of people are not going to the gym because that's the easy solution. But that makes going to the gym worth it. Going to the gym is more worth it when not all people do it. Because an aesthetic physique and being healthy is always valuable. But when less people are it, it's going to be more impressive to others. And it's going to be even more attractive because you stand out. And since you're more attractive, it might be more worth it. And the same applies to AI. If everyone is going to choose the easy solution and just make AI games and not really think about their ideas and make intentional choices in their games, AI is just going to do everything. It's going to be much easier to stand out because if the majority of people does this, you can just like think and you can have a creative idea that people haven't thought about before. And also, this is maybe going like really deep, but when unemployment becomes a bigger issue, people might play games more as well. So you have a bigger potential audience when AI unemployment becomes a problem. Because like even today, there are tons of jobs that AI can replace. Customer service, sales, most sales, not like telemarketing probably, or might, but not as predictably. But like text sales, copywriting, marketing, graphic design, programming, software engineering. All of these things, they can already be replaced. So unemployment is going to be a bigger problem in the future. And in that case, people might play more games. So that might be a good thing for us as game developers. We have a bigger audience. Let's go. So if you can combine, like, all of this is a bit messy. Let's compress. So if you can combine, like this is at least my conclusion. You might have a different conclusion. I think AI is bad or good because people are going to choose the easy solution. They're not going to think about anything themselves. But if you do the thing that's a bit harder, like in the world of TikTok and shit attention spans and all of these things, and most people have probably clicked off this video, by the way. You're like one of the few that actually watched. In this age, people are just going to want the easy solution. They're just going to ask AI and make a shit game. And if all of these people make shit games, you can just think, do the thing that's unpopular, do the thing that's a bit unconventional, to actually think and not use AI for everything. You can come up with some cool thing because your brain is awesome and it's more creative than an AI. It should be at least. And yeah, you can make something awesome that can stand out. And when you stand out, when you execute well, you can use the AI tools to execute, obviously, to fulfill your imagination. Then you have a good game. So maybe it's not bad after all. Maybe it's good in this like specific way that we figure out together. So yeah, that was my thought process. Maybe you have a different one. As I said, this is a bit of an unusual video because I tried to make you think. And I also didn't have like a clear thought, which I usually have about if AI is good or bad. So yeah, I think it's good. Not in the way that most people think, but in the way that we thought of together. Yes. So thank you for watching. Hopefully I can see you and talk to you inside of Smart Indie, which is my completely free game development community. Holy shit, I might die and lose the world here. Holy shit. And yeah, I'd love to talk to you inside of there. So there's the first link in the video description if you want to check it out, or in the comments. And you can join there. It's completely for free, as I said. So yeah, thank you for watching.